Hey guys, hopefully my mic is working. I just tested it, seems to be working correctly. I just took a timeout for about 2 minutes that you did not see on the screen because I just did a 30-minute video of Eve and I forgot to hit the record button. And I did a full analysis of Iridia or where I was talking, I was just about to enter into Iridia. I wanted to check my time on the recording. I did an analysis through Dotland. I also used the in-game map and the kill board, and then went to do some active gameplay because I really want to do that, and realized I hadn't recorded anything. So today's, and it is now 8:30. I usually try to get to bed because I got to be up at 5 in the morning. Um, I am going to talk about a few things real quick. Tomorrow I will do a video on Iridia. Actually, it might be a lot better than the one that I just tried to record because while I was talking, I was realizing there were certain things that I really need to have a list of things that I'm looking for. And I babbled a little bit, so I will be a much more structured video than I would have done. Um, this one will be shorter. I did want to point out a couple things. What I thought I would do is point out an update to the Discord channel that I added in today, and I've gotten some great feedback on. And then also, rather than go in specifically about Iridia, I thought I would give you an overview of a very basic overview of some of the regions that I've lived in the past. And they're always my fallback regions, and it's why I'm looking for a new region to live out of. So I will do a quick generalized overview of those. But the first thing I wanted to just show you here is the update to Discord. If I still have it here. Yeah, I literally went through all sorts of stuff here. I'm kind of frustrated with myself. But that happens. Let's just make sure I'm recording. Please. Okay, I am recording. Good. Um, hopefully the mic is working. There's a disconnect somewhere, or it's a wire that's going bad in the headset, so I do still need to get a new headset, but I think it's working right today. I'll get a new headset and a new connection over the weekend. That directly correlates to the Discord channel that I added in today. And that is the fact that I added in a chat for computer fits. And I'm going to treat this very similar to fitting out a ship in Eve. A lot of people ask, what's the best fit for your um, your not nobody would ask for a fit for a Velador, a Vexor. What's your best riding fit for a Caracal? Does anybody ride in Caracal? I have no idea. Um, I put a link in the Discord channel, and 3 guys already started commenting, giving me a bunch of information about creating an Eve computer or a new computer because, as you've seen in the past, I've had some problems with. I want to do better videos, and I want to be able to record and do Eve while having things at the highest levels. So I'm getting some feedback because my lack of computer knowledge now is really bad. I used to be top of the line, back when I was a kid. I was like, boop, and I knew everything about computers. Now, if you tell me 3 different video cards, NVIDIA or whoever else does them, I tried doing some research on that like 2 years ago, and my brain almost bled out my nose. So any feedback that you guys can give me in there, I think is helpful for me, but then also it might be helpful for others, and you guys bouncing ideas off of each other, giving me specific. And they've already given me some computers. They've given me a couple of web pages that I can go check out. I know of Newegg, but I don't know a whole lot of other ones. They've given me some really great ideas, and it's allowed me to figure out that I want to go desktop because I have my laptop that I can play anywhere, and it's still a great laptop if I'm just playing Eve. But I want to get a desktop that I can upgrade in the future and get going with that. So if you guys want to check it out, there is a new Discord channel in here if you want to add in your thoughts. I'm going to use this over the next couple weeks to kind of get myself a good feel for what I'm looking for. So freaking awesome. And if you want to join the Discord channel, it's in the description of the videos that I'm doing now. So already, it's only been up for a couple of days and I've already gotten a good number of people in there. I really thought only 5 people watched my videos and then they just play. Maybe this is 5 people, I don't know. But cool, if this helps anybody, that's awesome. Another thing too is if I can find it, or if you want to post in here pictures of your your computer setup, not this, the important parts that would get a pirate onto it. But I remember 8-10 years ago when I was playing, I had a desktop, Eve, and I actually had a whiteboard in the middle and a larger monitor on the right-hand side, and I was writing up each one of the systems that I went through on the whiteboard, similar to what I'm doing now, but scribbled, and it looked freaking awesome. So if you have setups that you can do, that would be great. I'm going to also fire off questions in there sometime down the road about, I don't know how people do those where you have your face on it, but then you have the background behind you, so I might be asking questions about that. But anything that anybody can help out with other people, freaking awesome. So, Crazy Swearing American Truck Simulator. I gotta know what that is. Sorry. Okay, so the other thing I thought, now I was going over Iridia and all these different things, so I'm going to think about it a little bit more focused tomorrow. I'll have a much more compact video about Iridia, and I'll use that for my future videos about systems. But today, what I thought I would do is just, if you're new to the game, and you're looking for a generalized areas that you might want to get into, I'm just going to pull up the Eve universe here and just give everybody. Now, I'm no expert. I'll go by what I used to play as back in the day as an Eve player. As an Alliance guy, miner who was not any good. And then some of the things I've done recently. I'm just going to go left to right from areas that I've lived. If any of this rings a bell that you want to go check it out at, you can. These are just generalized areas that I know fairly well. So we're going to start off here with Syndicate. Syndicate is an NPC nullsec section. I'm not going to go into specifics. Let's do just a generalized view here. Map info. Sovereignty. There we go. This is Syndicate. It is all NPC nullsec. There's a decent number of NPC stations here. There are also little areas here and here and here that allow you to maybe start up a corporation. I know that if I remember correctly, Eve University lives here. And so that's one area that you want to keep an eye out for. But I'm not too sure about these other areas. It does have a connection between Placid and Solitude, which are 2 areas that I know fairly well, especially Placid. But this is one of my second favorite NPC nullsec. If you want to try out nullsec, check out Syndicate. Just be a little bit careful. A lot of the guys that play out here have been playing for quite a while, and it is fairly, for NPC nullsec, I think it might be the most populated, at least in these areas. Gate campers like to hang out there, so be careful. We'll go back to the universe here. I apologize. Let's get some coffee on me. Now, Placid is the next one I'm going to go over a little bit more in depth. This might be either my number 1 or number 2 system for a new player who just got done with their career missions and they want to try someplace new but aren't limiting themselves to high-sec. You can live in high-sec here, but it's very limited. The reasons why I like Placid is it's got a lot of options. I think I talked about this in the last video, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. Stackman is a minor trade hub. You can get a lot of stuff you need out of there. It's going to pay a little bit more, but you got stuff you need. Same thing with Slays here. I used to live out of Slays. You've got a lot of stuff there. Got regular low sec here, low sec here. So if you want to try that out, I think a group used to live here. But you've got access to Solitude and Syndicate there. You've got a high sec island here. And you've got faction warfare all up in this stuff. A lot of faction warfare. If you want to try out PvPing for the first time, this is a great area to try out. It's very simple to get in and out of. Just be careful going from Stackman to Austingall. A lot of times there's a gate camp right here. That's the one. So I always used to go Stackman to Destrins and then over to Austingall. It was one jump away, but it kept me out of getting caught right here. So don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that. I spent a lot of time on that, or a little bit of time on that the last video. I think if I remember correctly, I was a little bit hazy. So we talked about Placid, Syndicate. Solitude is one last one here that I spent a decent amount of time in. It used to be that Solitude you could not get to unless you went through Syndicate or Iridia. Now they do have a way to get to it through Placid. You go through low sec and then high sec. This is actually kind of a high sec island, because if you go into it from Placid here, you're coming in here, so you have to go through low sec. So it is a high sec island that's livable. And then you got some low sec here, down here. Some decent guys live down here when I used to. This is all high sec here except for the very bottom. Be a little bit careful down here, but I had some fun down here for a short period of time, but it was cool. I liked it. Be careful here. There's sometimes some gate camps there, and Syndicate's right up that way. Decent stuff, pretty cool things. A lot of content between those three areas right there. Knid. Now, this was my very first system that I moved to probably 10 years ago. When I was playing back then, I moved to Danera, and I joined a small alliance, and I'm going to be blunt, unless you have a reason for being here, I probably wouldn't ever move back here again, because I'm a big blueprint hound. The only reason why I would think about living down here is to live in low sec over here, and there is some you're able to connect with some other areas down here. I'm not too sure. I don't think I lived over in this area too much. But things to look for here is like, what is it, RZ? You might, if you're able to get your blueprints in and out, you could live out here, but you're limiting yourself to this small area. When I lived here, it took me a long time to get in and out and in and out to get the things that I wanted. So, probably my lower end of areas, unless it's something specific that you want, was pretty quiet. So if you're a miner that just wants to sit out there, probably can do that and you don't have to worry about too much. My second place that I lived in, and this is the one I almost always fall back on, is Molden Heath. Molden Heath, I lived out of Gulfinoti in Molden Heath when I was just a high sec miner. And actually I played the game, I'm trying to remember history here, like 10 years ago, and played it for about 6 months to a year, then left for about a year and a half. And that's whenever I was in Danera. Then whenever I came back, I decided I want to join, and I was a one-man corp, and I was like, I want to join a corp. It was the first thing I did. It was an up-and-coming corp. Long story short, we moved to Gulfinoti. We lived there for a short period of time. And then the corp leader decided to leave and left the small corp open to me. I knew some guys from my old game where I lived in Danera who had moved out to out to nullsec with a small alliance. So I got the guys from Gulfinoti to move out there. But I always had a nice feeling for Molden Heath. As you can see here, there's not very many systems here. It's very, very simple, but strangely, it has ease of getting some things if you know what you're doing. Gulfinoti, you can buy some things, same thing as Tianosod. They're minor trade hubs, but you can get some stuff there. They're both high sec. Then right into Heimatar here is Ren's, which is a major trade hub, only about 5 jumps away. So if you need something, you can get there. I actually lived out here in Horaka and Eldolf for a little while. This was my first stint in an island um, set of high sec. When I say island, it means that you have to go through either null sec or low sec to get to them. A great example would be Kattegat down here. It is a high sec system, but it's completely surrounded by low sec. A lot of little interesting things about this whole region. It is tied with Placid, very different regions. You don't see any faction warfare here. Um, but it is kind of a cool area, great place to start off at. You can start off in Gulf of Nodi if you want to move out to Raqqa. The biggest thing with these islands, I think I might have said it earlier, I can't remember if I said it in the video that I didn't make, is that with the high sec systems that are surrounded islands, there's very less chance of your mining fleet being attacked, or if you have high level ratting machines, because the large fleets of low cost ships, don't want to use the word because people go nuts, um, might target you if you're doing the same thing in higher sec. There's much less chance that they're out here. I'm not saying they aren't out here, but there's less chance of that happening. So, Great Wildlands. If you watched my last set of videos where I did the creation of the Eve character, the Eve fleet character, that was about a month ago. Really boring stuff. But I like Great Wildlands. If you want to go to a place where no one else is, if you want to go to Siberia, that is the Great Wildlands. Why do I say that? Two reasons. Nobody's here. And secondly, there's no asteroid belts here. I actually lived in this area off of killing ships at gates, killing NPC ships at gates, not in asteroid belts, literally on the gates, blowing up ships and taking their wreckage from them and melting it down and making more ships. And I did that for probably half of a year. People might think I'm crazy, but it is so dead out here for most areas. You do have to keep an eye out. From what I understand, this is a great area for people if they want to start off their first nullsec corpse. They can try it out here, but there's not, and you can do some planetary interaction here. It's just the asteroid belts aren't there. So it's not an easy place to live, but if you can live here, you can live anywhere, in my mind. I'm going to take a quick look here at the map again. Now, all of these regions, I'm going to try to go in more in depth in my region reviews once a week. I'm not going to go into the high-sec ones, other than like your outliers here, like Placid and Solitude. Well, I will do those in the reviews, but I'm not going to do it here because anybody can go look at those. Cool. Oh, I'm living there now with Amanda Rose. Last but not least, I'll give you some quick heads up. You've got the drone lands out here. I lived in Oasa in that alliance I was talking about earlier. That's a different area. It does have asteroid belts, but the rats that you kill are only drones. What does that mean? They don't drop equipment that you can melt down and make things out of. So my gameplay style does not work in this area most of the time. So that's a big one right there. So not just Oasa, but some of these other areas up this way. You've got a lot of action going on up here as far as wars that are going on right now. Down here, you've got Fountain and Delve, which is where Goon Swarm and Initiative. They are allies. They live down that way. My one that I started last year when I did my first experiment where I said I want to move to NPC nullsec and I want to see if I can live there with an alpha character, and I was able to do it, and I'm still living there with one of my characters. I love it. It is Stain. It is fun. There's a lot less NPC stations here. When I said if you can live in the Great Wildlands, you can live anywhere except for maybe Stain. If you can live in Stain on your own, you want to really challenge yourself, go here. And I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about it. If you want to watch my old videos, you can. I had so much fun playing here than anywhere else in the system on my own. Now, I'm not saying it would be good for a group, but on my own, and I still go back out there every other day with Amanda Rose, where I do my, where I make money. Not a whole lot, but enough to get me by, and I test things out. So she's my most tenured character right now, and I still have fun with her, and she's my girlfriend. Actually, she's named after my passed away puppy, so she was my girlfriend. So cool. So I wish I had. Again, I apologize. I'm just kind of doing a generalized version here. I want to give you some content. Maybe this helps you get an idea of places you might want to go. There are so many other regions here that you can check out. I am going to be doing an Iridia video hopefully next, unless something crazy happens. Probably tomorrow, if not Sunday. I didn't want that. I wanted universe. Actually, I wanted just... But whenever I do the region ones, I'm trying to do one a week. I'm going to start with Iridia, then I'm going to go Black Rise. Black Rise is a lot of faction warfare. The Bleak Lands is right in the middle. It is a high-sec system. Then you've got Branch, which I'm not, if I remember correctly, is... Where is Branch? Branch up. There it is. Way up here. So we're going to be all over the place. We're going to be in Iridia. Then we're going to be in Black Rise. And then we're going to be down here in the Bleak Lands. And then Branch. So those are my next 4 region videos. I'm not going to do them one after another. Just be kind of cool. I'm going to fly there. And I'm going to do a overview of the systems using Dotlands, the kill board. You guys have given me some great ideas of things that you're looking for. If you have some more, please let me know. I'm going to go into specifics on them. And then I'm going to fly there and maybe try to see who's living there. Or I could die trying to fly there. I'm waiting to go into Fountain where Initiative is. They'll probably kill me in a half a second. Or even up here in Venal. Actually, Branch might be the one. I might try to get to that one quickly, because that's going to be the toughest one for me to get to, I think. Because look at that. I got to try to get through all of this here. This is all fun. So that'll be fun. But other than that, that's all I've got for today. I really apologize again that I didn't have the longer video. I really went in depth, but it was kind of unorganized, so this might be a good thing. So, I'm trying to think of what I should name this video. Like, Iridia will wait a day. I think I got to do that. Great. I'm going to go blow some stuff up with Amanda Rose and drink some coffee and then go to bed and go back to work. You guys fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however that you want, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.